Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creatively here on Sunday the 21st of May 2023 with FLOSSTUBE number 178. Welcome back to my weekly YouTube channel about counted cross stitch. I'm having a lovely quiet weekend, which has been a long time coming. I feel like I haven't had a lovely quiet weekend for ages. I did just have my lovely neighbours over for coffee, but they've gone. It's coming up 12:30. Just did all my ironing projects and my linen shirts. So thought I'd better get this filmed and edited, and then I can get some dinner on. Gonna make a lamb shoulder casserole, I guess, with cold cannon for dinner. I am enjoying all the extra veggies I'm getting with my wonky box. That's vegetables and fruit that don't meet the standards of supermarkets but are perfectly good quality, just that they look funny sometimes. They might be a bit small or a bit big or a bit misshapen. So I've been getting that delivered every fortnight, and yeah, definitely helping me try new recipes and eat more variety of veg. I do eat lots of vegetables, but I tend to buy the same vegetables every week, so this way I'm getting to try different things, which means I Google new recipes. It's quite fun. Anyway, not that a lamb shoulder chops casserole is that terribly innovated, but it's the veggies I'm throwing in there, right? Anyway, that's kind of random. Nothing if not random. Quick update on Dad. He's doing okay. I feel like he's just increasingly getting a bit slower and struggling with sleep and not having enough energy and stuff. I talked to him this morning. He was actually in visiting my stepmother. She's still hanging in there. For those new to the party, she is at the end stage, I guess, of her life with Alzheimer's. They have recently increased the pain patch that they have her on, and that seems to have settled her down. She was getting a bit fractious, for want of a better word. But yeah, he was in with her. She had given her some drinks and stuff, some strawberry milk. She likes she drinks flavoured milk. And I think he said he was probably going to head home and not do much. He had an invitation to go to the neighbours for some kind of car racing, I think, or something. I wasn't really listening. Sporty thing, but he wasn't sure he was up for that, so I don't know. Anyway, he's okay. I had a rough week. I think I just burnt out. I do occasionally have what I'd call like a mild chronic fatigue flare up, kind of post glandular fever thing. I had glandular fever like years ago, like when I was 35, no, 35, no, 33, I don't know, early 30s. Not a massive, like glandular fever, like any illness, there's a scale, and I didn't get it too bad, but I did get it, and it made work really hard for a few months. And when I get run down, I get a sore throat, I get headaches, I get really super tired, and I get very down. And this week was a week where I wasn't firing on all cylinders. Took Monday off. I just woke up, my back hurt, too old to sleep on a couch. Not mean my back, it's like my side, like not my hip, like a muscle, like I pulled a muscle. And with my tendonitis in my left heel and the weird something going on in my right shin that I have to have a biopsy on, and just everything, I felt I had a headache, I had a sore throat, negative rat. It all went away once I just slept. So I took Monday off and slept most of the day. Did pop into the library on Monday afternoon. It was raining and horrible. Did a little bit of stitching on Monday, did no stitching then until Friday. I just was going to bed at 8 o'clock every night, just did the bare minimum I needed to do to get through the week, and managed to stay up on Friday night and join a stitchy chat with a few people. I think it's one that Judy from an Aussie and a Kiwi world hosts on her off of her FLOSSTUBE, no, off of her Facebook group that she helps coordinate. Can't remember what it's called, Stitchy something. And stayed up till like 10:30, I think. So given I'd been in bed by 8 o'clock every night during the week, and that was pretty good for me. So I got quite a bit done on Friday after work, and I did manage to get quite a bit done last night. I guess I did a little bit during the day between housework and other jobs that I was doing. But, you know, when I stay home, I can do like an hour of stitching, then do an hour of something else, and then an hour of stitching, then do an hour of something else. You know, read a book and do some housework and do some cooking and stuff. And I juiced a whole lot of fruit and vegetables. This is orange, carrot, apple, beetroot and ginger, and it's quite nice. I don't drink a lot of juice because it's, you know, lots of sugar and not enough fibre, but it's got lots of veggies in it, and I have so many vegetables because of the veggie box, and it's a very risky drink to have around cross stitch. I'm just saying, it's like liquid dye. What the hell am I talking about? Why am I here? Who am I? Anyway, just, yeah, rough. I'm feeling heaps better though. Like, I've recovered. Like, as I said, it's mild. I just needed to just not do people and just stay home and just actually re-energize and stuff. So, yay. Got a few things to show you. What do I have to show you? Kind of random, not like lots of haul or anything, but I did get a little bit of haul, and I need to tell you about it because I haven't written the name down and I'll forget. So Helen, this is really for Kiwis out there. Sulky, Helen from That Crafty Kiwi. I'm going to put the link in the doobly-doo in case I get that wrong to her website. She is offering Sulky up for us New Zealanders. She's looking at expanding her, sort of setting up a little business and looking at supplying, I guess, specialty threads, things that are not offered from some other sellers. There's a restriction on what Sulky can be imported into New Zealand. She's working with a distributor on that. It's really complicated and stupid, but it is how it is. It's a bit like you can't buy DMC for 123 stitch, right? There are restrictions of trade. However, I did buy some. So I misspoke the other week when I said, oh, I don't love Sulky. What I mean is, I don't lose my shit over Sulky, but I do like it. I guess that when I've said that, it was in the context that a whole lot of people, when Sulky became this thing, a year or so ago, when sort of suddenly everybody was like, I must have Sulky, must stitch with Sulky. Sulky's the best, Sulky. And I'm like, I don't agree with that. I like it, but I also love silk. And I like cotton, and I like texture and thread. So it has its place. And I have stitched one project with Sulky. For people in the know, right, if you're familiar with thread, Sulky is just a pearl thread. It's like a number, I'm going to get this wrong, number 12 pearl? Was it 24? I can't remember. 12. It's a number 12 pearl. It's called 12 weight petite, and it's a number 12 pearl. Like, you can buy a number 12 pearl in other brands. It's just the way that the cotton is twisted makes it more, I'm going to say round, like it's tightly wound, like a sewing thread is, but it's heavier than a sewing thread. I don't know. Anyway, I bought some because it's pretty, and why not? Rustle. So I ended up getting an extra spool. I bought 8 and got 9 because there was I was just working with, I've already forgotten her name now, Helen. Helen owns the business because I'd ordered some stuff and then she found out she couldn't get them, and she was just really kind and sent me an extra one, which she didn't need to do, but I really appreciate it. So I just bought some pretty colours. I do have a few projects in mind for some of these, but they're still being worked on. Really, I just like them and they're pretty to look at because their variegated colours are lovely. So I'll show you the ones I got. I got 9 of the variegated ones. In no particular order. Oh, they don't have the colour names on here. I think this one's called Hot Chocolate or something, but anyway, 4011. It's like got cocoa-y colours and a little bit of dark lavender, little bits of pink in it. I think this one's called something rhubarb. 4010. So it goes from lovely olivey greens to raspberry pinks. Not going to remember. One of these is called red something, the other one's called red something. Got 4042. 4007. I love this one. 4061. To be fair, I like all of them. This one has kind of almost edging on peach or apricot, going through to a warmer corally red, maybe, or coral colour. It's another highly colour changing one, almost a citrusy yellow, going through to a mid-toned raspberry. Oh, what number is that? 4006. A beigey sort of one is 4044. The variegation's not showing up that well on my screen, but it's quite pretty in person. And 4065, again, can't remember what all these ones are called. And then my extra one that I got was just a tonal beige, a tonal cream, 4001. So thank you, Helen. It's been nice chatting with you and wish you luck with your business. So yeah, again, if you're not in New Zealand, you can probably find Sulky somewhere. You know, this is about just trying to get access to things in New Zealand, which is really nice when people are willing to spend their time and money, because it takes money to order stuff in, to try and help the community. So good luck, Helen, with your business. It's That Crafty Kiwi, link in the doobly-doo. I do actually have an FFO that I meant to show you weeks ago and forgot. You may recall a chart that Cherry Parker stitched and designed, inspired by moi. Something I said on a YouTube video a while back. It just fell. It just fell into my cart. And I stitched this on in April on 32 count coral linen from Tom and Lily Creations using a Victoria Motto sampler shop. And I actually did FFO it on the 3rd of May. I meant to attach this to something like a bit of my luggage when I travelled, and I didn't find something to attach it. It's pretty blimmin' dodgy. I was doing this really late at night, the night before I went down to Dunedin, and experimenting, but I like how rustic and wonky it is. So I just made like a little decorative tag. It just has a heavy canvas on the back. I sort of free-handed a template. I did cut it a bit short. I would like it if it was a little bit longer, but it's okay. Is it upside down? It's upside down. And I had these rivets from a project from eons ago that I managed to find them in my extensive craft stash and bash it at like 10 o'clock at night while my friend was still here. It's just, yeah, I'm going to attach it to a piece of luggage, just as something to help identify when it comes off of the luggage carousel. Anyway, so yeah, it's an FFO from early May, and I just forgot to show you guys, so really happy with how that came out. I do have a piece of card in it, so when I cut the template, I used that to work out my fabric, and I didn't have the hole afterwards, so I cut the template, cut my fabric slightly bigger. Where I should have cut the fabric longer was here, because to tuck enough in to finish it off, I needed more, so I had to cut because there wasn't enough to tuck. I didn't think about that. So then I sewed it inside out, so the right sides together. I sewed around here, and I could have made that less round. It should have been blunter, but first attempts. And then I turned this in the right way and ironed it, and I shoved the cardboard in, and then I folded the ends over, tucked them in, and then I just I top stitched all the way around, and I went around twice, I think. Maybe not, I only went once, I lied. And then I bashed the hole in it and put the rivet in, or whatever this is, not a rivet, the fastener, which I put the wrong way up probably, because I think that's the back, but whatever. Anyway, really happy with that. Stupid little finish. I've got something kitted up. I'll show you at the end, and yeah, I'll just show you what I stitched on. So I don't think I did anything on Sunday night. I might have done a little bit on Sunday night. So I picked up, but Monday afternoon, yes, I think a little bit on Sunday night, Monday afternoon, it doesn't really matter. I picked up my Pennsylvania Fraktur by Barrick. Last time you saw this, I haven't done the words at the bottom, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. I like how the alphabet's kind of squidgy and then got the big A's. I like how some of the letters are big, but I'm going to personalise it somehow. So I done basically that bottom row of birds and both of these little ledges. This is being stitched on 40 count merino linen by Country Stitch using my own overdyed cotton conversion, and I started this back at the end of March. And I got the next row of birds in. I'm doing this on Pattern Keeper, and I think I'm over halfway now, like 51% or something like that. It's quite close to. Again, I love these little birds. I love how they're all different, like all the infill, the feather patterns are all different. It's great that they're not filled in as well, so they're really quick. That all the crowns are different, the flowers are all, like everything's just unique, and they're really cute. So yeah, that's just got that in. It's not that much. It's actually quite a quick one to stitch because again the birds aren't filled in, and such a limited palette, so it's a really good one to kit up yourself because you only need 5 or 6 colours, I think it is, so we like that. Again, I did no stitching then for the rest of the week until Friday. Just didn't have it in me to concentrate or even to stay up. By the time I got home from work and sorted stuff out, you know, dinner, and sat down and cleaned the kitchen, all that, and sit down and watch an hour of TV or half an hour of TV, I just didn't have it in me. But on Friday, after work, I picked up, had a look at what I hadn't stitched on this year of my whips. I think I'm only down to about 3 whips now that I haven't stitched on this year yet. So I picked up Here Be Dragons by Modern Folk Embroidery to give this a bit of love, and those have been around a little while. You may recall I picked up the fabric and floss for this when I was in Australia for my niece's 21st at October last year. It was start number 47 of 50 for my 50 at 50, and I'm stitching it on 36 count parchment linen from Fibre on a Whim using Threadworx, which is chosen by my sister. The dragons I'm stitching 1043. It is very tonal and subtle, but and quite the negative shapes are quite visible in person. And I got a little bit up, I got quite a bit up here stitched. I filled in some bits down here that had been left empty, and I've got all the way up on the left hand side up to the top. So I've got, there's still another inner border that needs to be stitched, But yeah, I'm quite loving how this is looking. I love how vintagey this fabric is. So that was quite fun. It's a bit tricky for me to work out what percentage I've done, because the chart is actually charted in 2 colours. So you can choose to stitch you can choose to stitch the black or you can choose to stitch the white, depending on which one you want proud, or whether you're doing light on dark or dark on light. So you can select all of the white symbol and stitch it. But I know I stitched about as much again as I had from the first time I started. So the first time I stitched it, I did of the symbols I selected, about 5%, and then by the time I left it, I think I was on 11%. But that is that's 11% of the black symbols. And I forgot what I was going to say. I know that I now have about 9,600 black symbols to stitch. So I'm just ignoring the white symbols because it's just tricky on pattern keeper. I could work it out, but I can't be bothered. I don't care that much. Just to give you, so I guess I'm probably very approximately 20% done. Because the symbols are similar. Probably tells me here, but now I'm overthinking it and making life complicated for myself. Here you go. Oh, there you go. They are exactly the same. The positive version, the black symbols, is 14,081 stitches, and I've got 9,600 left. Oh, I'm way more than I thought. So that is about 35% maybe done, give or take. And or 30-ish%. And the negative version, so the white symbols, is 14,080, so 1 symbol less. So there you go, I'm further along than I thought. Yay. Anyway, very exciting. I do love it, and I'm looking forward to working on that again sometime in the future. And then drink for health benefits. I picked up yesterday, what are we on, the 21st of May, and I haven't stitched any/many of my monthly stitches, my monthly sales that I'm working on. So inspired by the fact that I was chatting to Judy on the chat on Friday night, I picked up the sale that I'm doing with Judy, an Aussie in a Kiwi world, Stitch Goddess, and I aim to stitch around 10%, give or take. Oh, someone outside, that dog better not be pooping on my lawn. No, they went past. I aim to stitch around 10% every month because I want to finish this by December. And I stitched a little bit more last time because I wanted to get all of the outside done, except for I didn't do the moon. So I was on about 14%. When I finished this last night, I was about 13%. So I did about 9%. I'm stitching this. So what did I say I was on? Whatever I said I was on. So I'm about halfway done now. I'm about 53% done. So 35 count Ocean Blue by Country Stitch using 1 strand of DMC. Partial conversion, I changed a few colours. I think I changed a couple of the greens and the pinks. I changed them. And yeah, this is a sale with Judy. And this was a 1st of January start. And I started on her dress, the flowers and motifs in her dress. So I did, when I first started the piece, I started in the middle bottom and I did the hedgehog. Oh, that light's really terrible. The hedgehog and the bottom of her dress. So when I picked it up yesterday, I stitched the 4 pieces of highlight, and I was on a chat with one of my scrappy friends. That was quite nice, on the phone with her while I stitched some of these flowers and the little house with the willow trees. So yeah, that's where I got to. So I'm gonna stitch her dress, and then I'll fill her dress in, and then I'm gonna do her head, I think. So I'll do a dress and then I'll do her body. But yeah, and I'll be able to just go back and forward and fill that in with the creamy colour off-white. Really happy with that. On track to have that finished by the end of the year. And inspired by working through all the Judiths in my life, Jude from Christchurch, Jude M, is stitching this with me as a sale. She doesn't have a YouTube, and her Instagram's not really like public-y kind of, you know, not a stitchy Instagram. Cherry Parker's New Zealand Flowers cross-stitch ball, and we are working on this, and we're basically, it wasn't really, we didn't discuss it per se, but we're sort of keeping up with each other. Sometimes I stitch it before her. This month she stitched it before me and reminded me that I need to stitch it. So we're all up to date as well. So I'm stitching this on 25 count Lugana, which is called for. I'm using, well, I think it's white. It's called for antique white, but I think I'm not sure which one I've got. I think it's white. And then the moss green and ice blue is called for, and yeah, called for DMC. So this was started on the 1st of December. As start 46 of 50, and I've stitched all the kind of basting lines for all my shapes. Finished all the 10 little squares. It has different size shapes. So on the ice blue are the little filler squares. There's 2 each of each design. I stitched them last year, December and January, I think it was. Then I've been doing every month, I've been doing 2 of the 8 hexagons. So this month I've finished them. And then there are 6 big octagons, big focal pieces. So the next 6 months will be an octagon a month. And then that leaves December to pull it all together. So I'm up to date with it. So here we go, Jude. This month I did the koru, which is the fern frond. It's also the name in Māori of that shape, that shape that follows the golden mean, the Fibonacci or whatever it is, and also the wild orchid. So it's was quite refreshing to have a pop of purple in there. So that is all of the hexagons done on the moss green fabric. Very exciting to be up to the octagons. The maths is weird. The 6-sided things there are 8 of, these 8-sided things there are 6 of, and does my head in, but it's fine. Yes, that's my stitching. So given that I didn't stitch Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, I think I did quite well. I have started, but I'm not going to show you because it's only partially done. I don't really do partial. This afternoon, I started this morning, and I'll finish this afternoon. I got the ornament from Carolyn Manning, what's it called? The wee brooches. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, Grandma's jewelry box, maybe. I'm stitching that to get that done, and then the other monthly ones I need to do a few crowns on Crowns of the Kingdom, which I'm stitching with Susie, so I'll probably get a couple of crowns in this week. And I also am behind stitching with my other Judith on Gigi. I need to check in with her and see whether she's going to do any Gigi stitching this month, or I'll just do some anyway, but I'll check in with her. And then I also need, I've also got my linen and threads that I had stitched ahead, so I probably need to do a couple of those to keep them on track as well, to stitch 12 ornaments for that. It's an older charts before Fox and Rabbit, when they were releasing under linen and threads. The only other thing I've got to show you is I have kitted up a project, and I rushed around to do this yesterday because in my head the 1st of June was like the week coming, and it's not. Got a whole nother weekend yet, but it's all ready to kit up. Sorry, it is all kitted up, ready to start. So we talked about this last week, the Heather M. Jardine 1933 Hands Across the Sea chart that was originally a kind of a freebie for people who bought Anne Morrison, I think it is. I might get that wrong from Traditional Stitches. But anyway, it was re-released on request by some Kiwi gals, which is really cool. So on the 1st of June, there's a sale kicking off, and it's loosely hosted by Hayley and Zeb, who are on our New Zealand Cross Stitch Facebook group. But the hashtag it's available for anybody who wants to share on Instagram, etc. And it's going to be really basic. It's going to be hashtag Heather M Jardine Sale. Starting on the 1st of June, join, anyone's welcome, join anytime. And I've kind of planned how I'm going to personalise this, because I'm going to stitch this for my niece as a modern version of the sampler. So I have sort of started scribbling on the tablet mock-up of what I'm going to change. I am going to be stitching the Māori text instead of Heather M. Jardine. I'm probably going to change the, so down here will be the phrases for being a strong woman. I'm going to put something in here, to probably her year of birth and maybe her actual name. These I'm going to change to her initials as well. I need to look up a similar alphabet, so I'm going to change that to her initials. Not sure about the teddy bear, and I kind of feel like the snail, I might flip the snail, like I might turn it around so it faces the other way, because it feels like he's wandering off the page, and I might flip him. I don't know about that. Not sure about the teddy. If I do keep the teddy, I'll change his bow tie to red maybe. But yeah, not lots of changes. I pulled the DMC. So how I kitted it up, what am I talking about? I pulled the DMC and then I tweaked a couple. So it's the Callful Colours, the DMC anyway, that I am keeping, just in order. So 950 and 728, swap, 823, the black, navy, 3041's that old lavender that we're familiar with from, back in the day. I do like those colours though. It's at every Teresa Wentzler, I think. 3842, bright blue, 3760, medium blue, and then there'll be black, which I haven't pulled. And then I've changed a few colours. This might be called for, but I can't find, it's in a project. So I pulled 815, it's called for 816. I might, if I can find 816, I'll probably swap it back, but at the moment I've got 815. And then for the brown, instead of 801, I went for a more, I don't know, it's almost a slightly purpley tan, I don't know what colour, but 3860, which I really like this colour. And then instead of 224, I picked something a little bit more peachy maybe, 3778. And then along with that, instead of 738, which is a little bit too beigey cream for me, I went with 3773. These could change. So I pulled the flosses and just tweaked those few just to make it a little bit different. And then I went through my stash for fabrics and I decided, because there's the 1/1, especially with the Māori text along the bottom is going to be really little, and there's lots of it. I don't want to do 40 count, and I've got quite a few neutral 40 count fabrics. but I went through my 35, 36 count, and I just didn't want to do it on cream or off-white. So that's the mock-up, right? I've gone with this. It is 36 count Riverstone by Country Stitch. I originally bought this for a project, and I thought it was going to be bluer, and it was, anyway, so it's been sitting there for ages. I have cut it already. That's the side I'll use the side, the mottly side. It doesn't need to be that wide, it's almost a square. And I just think it'll look really cool on this. It's sort of like, there's not much of the purple. It's some in the lettering and a little tiny bit and a couple of floral motifs, but this colour's not used a lot. But it's sort of pulling that in. The taupey brown that I changed to goes, these sort of peachy colours complement as well. And then of course you've got these bold primary colours that will just be like, what? So I really like it. I'm really excited to do it on something different than cream. I've got no way of showing you because they're on bobbins and the light's terrible because it's been raining and horrible. So I'm really excited to start that. In my head it was this week, and it's not, it's next week. So yeah, 1st of June, you've got plenty of time. It's a PDF, so you can buy it, stitch it on whatever you want. The designer, Nicola, when they released it, encouraged people to stitch from stash and use what you've got and personalise it. She personalised it significantly for her person in her family that she stitched it for, I think grandchild, I can't remember now. So she didn't stitch it like the antique mock-up. She stitched it, she changed the colours, the snail's shell she made red, she added red in here. She changed it quite a bit, so knock your socks off. If the designer's happy to not stitch it like the reproduction, don't be afraid to change it if you want to. So yeah, really excited. So thanks for Hayley and Zeb for kind of kicking that off. I'm really looking forward to it. There are quite a few people in New Zealand who are going to stitch it, but it's certainly not limited to New Zealand. It just happens to have been stitched by a girl who was in New Zealand, went to school in New Zealand, which is kind of what inspired, I think, Nicola to then take that sampler and add even more New Zealand elements to it and some Māori text as a kind of blessing, I guess, for granddaughter, I think it was. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. That's pretty much all I've got to show today, talk about. Yeah, got a couple of wee projects to work on, just to work through my monthly stuff, my monthly challenges. That's not going to be started till 1st of June, first day of winter, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go tidy up from this, thinking about having some lunch, then get my dinner sorted. It's got to cook in the oven for like 3.5 hours, and then this afternoon sit down and do a little bit of stitching. Thanks for coming along. Find joy in your stitching, and as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.